As we come to the green flag here, Shade Eves on pole position alongside Gatlin Downey for round number 5 of the 2022 Hardees National Series. Green flag in the air. Nick Breeding in third place gets a terrible start in the 54. And that clogs up the entire bottom lane as Shade Eves in the lead here. He's going to get passed around the outside by Gatlin Downey here into turn number 1. Breeding has a terrible start and loses several positions, but Shade Eves on the bottom lane manages to get past Downey. Eves trying to lead the first lap here. Downey surrenders second place to Noah Hart, who gets all the way up to second place already. Eves looking to lead the first lap here. Through the final banked corner. Hart comes around still behind the 3 for lap number 2. The big story of the weekend is Brandon Krasta, who is your current points leader, took the points lead at Auto Club last week after Patrick Smith, who you can see in the 04, unfortunately got involved in an accident. Krasta unfortunately made a very bad mistake in qualifying, which sent him all the way to the back of the field. So now Krasta, from the 38th place position here, is now trying to make a position here. So we got smoke up ahead. There's been an accident of sorts in the 87 of Tim Fiegel's been around, and RJ Bishop looks like he may have got involved as well. This is what happens to Tim Fiegel, RJ Bishop, and Blaine Saylor here. They go 3 wide into the banked corner, and they go all up into the wall. Blaine Saylor with heavy left side damage. Bishop and Fiegel with damage as well as they hit the wall. Tough start for those 3. Battle for 12th place here is Jake West. Gets lunged from behind by Tyler Black there at the last moment. And West goes a little wide into the first corner as Tyler Black gets below him, and I think it's going to take the spot here. Corey Williams, the 14, right behind, did not have a very good road course test earlier in the week, and was not exactly putting up the strongest times in practice. They did qualify pretty well in comparison, but Corey Williams trying to turn what has been a very tough season around here. And if he can get past Jake West and trying to get into the top 10 here, this would be a pretty big day for him. Oh, look at this. Toby Christie sending it down on the bottom line for 3 wide beneath the 29 and the 88 of Ryan Butcher. Toby Christie making his Hardees National Series debut in the 64 Spar Motorsports car, and that was a pretty impressive dive. Well, that's one way to make a first impression, I suppose. Christie trying to get past Jones, making his first Hardees start of the season. And Christie is going to get past. That 64 car has been in contention for several wins the last couple of weeks, and Christie would love to make a really good first impression here by moving his way towards the front here as Butcher and Jones got together. Ooh, Tyler Black getting underneath the 45 of Bradley Bishop Jr., who swung a little bit wide on the outside line there, and that's going to allow Black to go by. Tyler Black, unfortunately at California, got his race cut short by getting involved in an accident with the 92 of Sebastian Kukalon. So now Tyler Black trying to make up for lost time here. Does a good job passing Bishop for 11th place, but here comes Bishop coming right back on him. See what Bishop does here. Does he shoot down to the inside line? He's going to. This last corner is going to be very, very important here if you want to make passes. That bottom line is very good on exit here. As you can see, Bishop gets a good launch off the corner. Bishop coming up trying to cover here. Here comes Black around to the left side. Tries to cross him over, and they make contact in turn 1. Bishop and Black in the wall. The battle for 11 got a little bit too spicy there, and it has sent Black around, and that's the second wreck in 2 races Black has been involved in. Bishop recovers the car, but Black has got some very significant left side damage. He's probably going to have to bring that thing into pit road, and that has got to be frustrating for Tyler Black. Here's a replay here to see what happens. Ooh, Bishop. I think he was stopped for the corner, and I think he stopped a little bit quicker than Black may have been expecting there, as Black, I think, was also attempting a crossover, and that just seems like some pretty bad timing. One more replay here, as there goes the leaders through the corner, and yep, just unfortunate there for those two. Everyone has to dive left to avoid. Fortunately, everyone does a really good job of missing it. Tyler Black coming up back on track, one lap down, he comes across it to the 90 of Nick Pericles, and they're both around in turn one. Tyler Black around in turn one again as Austin Tyler hits the back of him and gets significant roof damage. Oh, that's gotta be so frustrating for Nick Pericles. Was running 14th, one of the best runs this team has had this season. And Tyler Black's unfortunate merge has cost them several spots. One of the talking points about this track is the pit lane exit and how treacherous it can be. And this is a very prime example of it, as that was just very unfortunate timing for Black and Pericles, and somehow Toby Christie, as you can see Tyler, I'm not sure if he really had a place to go there, but Toby Christie manages to go off the grass but get back on the surface. Nick Pericles is behind the 84 Tyler Black, and I can't imagine he's very happy about this. Now, to be fair to Tyler Black, Nick Pericles did take somewhat of a risk. I'm not sure if maybe it was a miscommunication error on the team's part, but as you can see up ahead, the pit lane exit line extends out onto the racing surface, and drivers and teams were instructed that, hey, if a car is coming out of pit lane, you need to make sure that you do not go where the pit lane exit cars are heading, because as you can see, accidents like with the 9084, those are going to happen, and we'll have to see if maybe that was just a miscommunication problem or Nick Pericles just made a very bad error, but that is very unfortunate for the 90 team, regardless. And very unlucky for Tyler Black. 3 accidents in 2 races. Back up at the lead, and believe it or not, we are actually approaching the first stop of the night, as well. Tire wear has definitely been another big topic this weekend, as we are looking at roughly 3 seconds of tire wear fall off, and while teams are expected to be able to make it close to the halfway point, everyone has basically agreed that this is going to be a 2-stop race. Shade Eves currently still leading. Noah Hart has managed to stick with him, but has not been able to get close enough to make a pass here. And speaking of a pass, Sean Angel has made a pass on Downey for 3rd place. Nice job, Angel, there. He's going to move right into a podium position. Highest move of the race so far has been Julius Caesar, who we believe qualified in 39th position. He has managed to work his way up all the way into 24th already. So Julio Caesar doing a very excellent job making his way through the field, as he's got the 86 of Aiden Shepard behind. And if you want to talk about a team that is just basically begging for something good to happen to them, that has got to be the 86 team of the Horizon Group team. They have finished last place the last 2 weeks, and at this point, anything's an improvement, as he's underneath the 48 of Mac Johnson, making his first start of the season with Breeding Enterprises, who's also making their first start of the season. They've had one heck of a start to their truck season, and they're trying to carry that over to a really strong Hardees run tonight. Here's the battle for 5th place right now. Kev Shear in the 0 car is trying to hold off Gatlin Downey. The 77 with Diego Yepes, Bobo Jones, and Nick Breeding, and Kyle Collins. So it is a dogfight up here in the top 10 here. Everyone is still stuck together, as we got a lot of teams coming out here prepping for pit stops here. You can see Nick Pericles has come out of pit lane, so we should expect teams to come to pit road at any moment here. Shade Eves having a little bit of problem with the lap cars here is RJ Bishop, who we saw got into that early accident. And Eves is having a little bit of a tough time getting past him as Noah Hart made a little lunge there trying to get the lead, but that's not going to matter anyways as Noah Hart's going to be the first car to come down pit lane. Going for the undercut here. If you want to get the lead, that's one way to do it here. Shade Eves is now coming off pit lane as Noah Hart, who finished his pit stop. He is going to take the lead here as Hart with the undercut, along with Kev Shear. They are going to take first and second place. As Eves comes up next to Diego Yepes, Sean Angel, who came in with Eves a lap later with him. They are going to lose several spots here. So Noah Hart takes the lead in the 18. Kev Shear moves up to second. And the top 5 just got basically scrambled up a little bit. So unfortunately we do not have TV cameras within pit lane, but we're being told something may have happened with the 24 Ryan Reed and the 48 of Mac Johnson. As did Reed hit the right side of the 48? That was badly timed here, but we're also being told something else happened after. You can see they're in their pit lane. See, Johnson doesn't exactly fire off despite the faster stop here. But Johnson, I don't think he's happy about Reed getting into him in pit lane and hits him into the wall. Oh boy, we got some tempers flaring. California was a bit of a mess, and now the action's been taken to pit lane. From Ryan Reed's on board. Does he make contact with the 48? Yep, he did. I can see why the 48 and Mac Johnson was frustrated. Here's an update on Brandon Krasta. Our points leader has made his way up to 24th in the 8 car so far. I have to say, not exactly the amount of progress I think I was expecting the 8 car to make so far tonight. Thought they would have at least gotten into the top 20 by now, especially with all the incidents that have happened, but Krasta is still marching on regardless. But they have still got some work to do in that 8 car if they want to get a really good finish today. Back up the front, Shade Eves lost the lead off the pit cycle because of the time lost to Noah Hart from the undercut. So what Shade Eves' advantage is going to be, and this is the same case for Sean Angel, is that by pitting a little bit later, they're going to have better time at the end of the run, which I think is what they're counting on here. Yepes and Hart pitted at roughly the same time, so we'll see if Eves and Angel can slowly claw their way back up to the lead here. Battle for third place here heating up here. Shade Eves has got to the 77 of Diego Yepes. Remember, he's got the fresher tires here. As, ooh, Shade does a nice dive to the bottom lane. But Kev Shear, he gets hooked around by the 77 of Diego Yepes. Kev Shear from second place has been spun. Yepes got into the back of him. Shade Eves is also involved. That has cost him significant time. What on earth has happened here? Kev Shear was several car lengths ahead of the 72nd of Yepes here. Yepes, perhaps feeling the pressure of Eves, dives into the corner. Shear also may have overshot a little bit, and Yepes just gets into the back of him and spins him around into Shade Eves. Yepes spinning 2 CM Racing cars off the exit of one corner. And I think he's going to lose, and I think he also lost position here. Sean Angel, who took third place, he is going to take second from Yepes. One more time here. I cannot believe this has happened to Kev Shear. This has been a horrific championship defense so far. And man, just not a single brake cut. And you also got to feel bad for Shade Eves. I mean, had the lead, lost it, and now gets involved in an accident that wasn't really his fault. And now he has dropped all the way down the order here, outside of the top 10. Kev Shear has managed to recover from the spin to an 11th place here, but Now he's got a bit of a problem because that spin has no doubt cooked his tires, and he's going to have a very tough time here driving this thing. As Jake West, Corey Williams, they are hounding the living heck out of him. But Scheer, he's going to hold them off as best he can, but this is not going to be a very fun next couple of laps for Kev Scheer. Oh, Kev Scheer, he's in the guardrail, now he's in the wall. And Scheer's gone to another accident, and I think he may have gotten some help. So Kev Scheer, he's going to get a little help from Ross Jackson, who I don't think appreciated being held up like that, and that is just salt in the wound for Kev Scheer. Then they're going to need to get that car into pit lane stat, because I'm not sure how long those tires are going to last if he keeps getting involved in something. Battle for 8th here, Kyle Collins, who has been pretty good this weekend so far. He gets a nice run underneath the 22 of Luke Martin, who's having a pretty quiet night. Collins, I think, was a very expected driver to perform on the road courses this season for Curtis Racing, and so far he's doing a pretty good job. I'm not quite sure they exactly had the setup nailed for the first half, but I think ever since that pit stop, they may have fixed whatever problem they had, if any. As now the 41, he's not just going to take the 22 in this lap, he's going to get Bobo Jones as well. Jack Halleck, who started in 17th, he's quietly worked his way up to 4th place. We haven't really mentioned him, and this is a really good run so far for Jack Halleck. Remember, he was quite not happy about his performances at Atlanta and Las Vegas to start the season. But last week they scored a top 10 finish, and right now they're on track for a top 5, and this could be a very good point save for Jack Halleck. Gatlin Downey is also another driver who's having a good run. Him and Kyle Collins, you can see behind, they have not scored a top 10 so far through the first 4 races completed this season. So those two are in desperate need of a really strong run tonight, and they are so far getting it as long as they can keep their cars clean. Ross Jackson and Jake West are having trouble with the lap car, and here comes Toby Christie up the inside with a very nice lunge. Christie up the inside, taking advantage of the Sir Wrigley cars having a problem. And Toby Christie now up to 12th place. That was a very smart piece of driving by Christie in his debut. And Jackson still having an issue with Tyler Black. Lap cars are not being very nice to Ross Jackson right now. It's costing him several spots here. It's actually going to cost him 3 in roughly 1 lap. Speaking of more problems with lap cars here, Sean Angels stuck behind his Alliance pseudo teammate Doug Lockrow, and yeah, well, that's one way to move him out of the way, although I can't imagine the 35 team is very thrilled about that one, as Lockrow has already fallen the lap down. They have been struggling with pace so far tonight, and that's definitely not going to help. About for 9th place here, heating up as Shade Eves, who is trying to make up the lost time after the incident with Yepes and Scheer, and ooh, Eves, yeah, the patience is gone. Eves basically shoving the 22 out of the way. Eves is hungry, and he knows that he needs to start making up those spots now. But Martin, oh, contact at the quarter panel. That was almost a reenactment of the 84 and 45 crash, but Martin does back off. But Shade Eves with the fresh tires on the move as we are coming to the final pit stops of the night. Here's a battle for 25th here. Don LaPrade lunges into the 48 of Johnson, and ooh, that was almost bad. Yeah, I don't think LaPrade, I think he may have been told what happened to Reed, and I think he's showing his frustration with the 48 team. LaPrade hasn't exactly had the best start of his season either here. Christopher Jones making a little dive on the 90 of Nick Pericles, looking for the spot as well. Jones trying to get past the 90 for 23rd. He's going to get it. A quick cutaway here. We've been told that footage has been found of the incident between the 24 and the 48 on pit lane. So we'll see what happens here. Reed, who comes out in front of the 48, doesn't exactly pick up the pace, and yeah, Mac, I think, may have helped him out there, although it also looked like Reed may have come across his bumper a tiny bit there. We're coming to the final pit stops here. Sean Angel, with those fresher tires, has run down the AT of Noah Hart here as he's trying to get the lead before the end of the run here. There's smoke coming out of the 18! Noah Hart's got a problem! Noah Hart has got a problem! He's smoking through the first couple of corners here! And that looks like dark smoke! That might be terminal! Noah Hart from the lead has blown up, and another problem for the 18 team. They had nothing go right for them in California, and it's just gone from bad to worse. Oh, that has gotta be, no pun intended, a heartbreaker for Noah Hart. Oh, look at this. Diego Yepes, he's coming to pit lane. He's going to kick off the pit cycle here, and this is actually kind of early. I think Yepes is going to try to copy the strat Noah Hart did by taking a massive undercut here. As now the battle for a lead has now been thrown into the hands of the 44 team, as they have now assumed the lead. Sean Angel, he's not going to respond to Yepes here. It seems like he's going to stick with the plan and possibly pit the normal allotted time that they've planned. And why not? I mean, they've got a pretty good lead to work with here. They can risk going a few laps here extra if they want to. And it seems like almost everybody in the top 10 has come to pit lane with them. Halleck is in pit. Halleck has come to pit lane as well. Sean Angel and several others decide to stay out yet another extra lap here. But now Angel, he's going to come to pit lane. They did 18 laps for the first stint. They did another 18. It seems like the rest of the remaining cars on track are going to follow them. Off of pit lane here, Sean Angel is going to come back out in, I believe, 4th place here. So Sean Angel has surrendered the lead in favor of tires. Actually, my mistake. He has fallen to 3rd place. So Angel here, they're going for the tire strategy here. They are going into counting the tires to bring them to victory lane despite the time lost. But that is going to give the lead to Diego Yepes, and you got to imagine CM Racing is not happy about this development. But remember, Yepes pitted several laps before Angel did, and with how much these tires wear, I can't even begin to imagine how bad this car is going to feel at the end of the run for Yepes. We are approaching 10 laps to go here, and this is going to get very interesting. Yepes is already beginning to lose time to the 3 cars behind him. Jack Halleck, Sean Angel with the freshest tires in the field, and Kyle Collins in the 41, who pitted a little bit before Angel did, so he's made up a ton of time. But you have to imagine Angel has the big advantage here with those several laps fresher tires. And with perhaps a very fast car as well. He was catching Noah Hart, tires or not. That car was handling very well at the end of the run. And you got to imagine that the closer we get to this finish, the faster this 44 car is going to go. Quick flashback here, as this is just after the end of just at the beginning of the pit cycle here. We're being told Sebastian Kuklon may have got involved in something there, and that would be that. Looked like Blaine Saylor was coming to pit lane, and Kuklon just did not know. Well, despite that time lost, Kuklon has managed to get back into 15th, which is a pretty strong run for this team. Although, you gotta imagine they did not make many friends after what happened at California 2 weeks ago, but I'm sure the 92 team isn't really worried about that right now, as they are trying to hold on in the top 15 with a very damaged right side of the car. 10 to go. The battle for 15th heating up here. Oh boy, Bishop runs a little bit wide. We've seen a couple of people struggle with that turn 1 entry. And Shepard there, he's going to get past the 8 of Krasta. He's going to pick off the 45 as well due to his mistake. Nice job, Aiden Shepard here. This is a really solid run. This is a team that was very much looking forward to this weekend. And now Bradley Bishop Jr. trying to come back on the A6 here. And Shepard's going to respond with a offensive defensive move. Prevents the 45 from going beneath him by making a pass on the wounded 92 car. Nice lap for Aiden Shepard. 18th to 15th in 1 lap. This 86 car is on fire right now. So after last week, the points, owners' points, were set, and a couple teams were on the outside of the top 30 looking in. One of those drivers slash teams was Ross Jackson and the Joseph Sirigli team. They are currently outside the top 30, and they are trying to find their way back in, and right now they're doing a good job running in 13. This is easily the best this 11 car has looked this season. They've been stuck at the back for the first 4 races, but so far tonight they have been on it. Fortunately got into a little bit of a scrap with Kev Shearer, who's just come off a pit lane. But Ross Jackson in the zone right now, trying to hold on. 7 laps to go here. Yepes has been caught by Jack Halleck, Angel, and Collins. Those tires in the 77 must be feeling very terrible in comparison to the cars behind him as Sean Angel makes a move down to the bottom lane, looking for second place from Halleck. And if he can clear the 74, that 77 is within his grasp. He does clear him. Can Halleck battle back there? Those tires are a little bit older than Angel's. But look at the run Angel gets through the paint corner. Those tires are coming in very nicely. Here he comes for the lead. Sean Angel from 3rd to 1st in 1 lap. And now he is going to most likely pull away here. Those tires are just way too damn good in comparison to Yepes here. Gonna cover a quick battle at the back here as Bjorn Jacob in the 31 car making his Hardees National Series debut makes a nice pass on Tyler Commons for the 29th position, Crossroads Racing. And several other teams making full-time efforts for the rest of the season, as it was announced that several full-time entry slots, I should say, were added to the field this season. Crossroads Racing the 31, they got one of those spots, along with some of the cars behind them, the 15 of Daniel Voiles for Jeff James Incorporated, and in the 06 of TJ Smith Incorporated, being driven by TJ Smith. They're currently in 27th in front of them. Meanwhile, it already only took 1 lap for Sean Angel to get a 1-second lead over the cars behind him here with 5 to go. And he is in the driver's seat for a massive win here, as Yepes here with the old tires, now trying to hang on to a 2nd place finish here. Jack Halleck behind him, Kyle Collins in position here. Halleck makes a bit of a mistake in the corner. Collins gets up to him, and that's what Yepes is going to need if he wants to keep this position. Oh, look at this. Halleck fakes out the 77 of Yepes. That was a nice move by Jack Halleck. Went to the right to try and bait the 77, dove to the inside, and that looks like it's going to pay off here. Halleck, though, does not get the best exit, but he's going to have the advantage in turn 1. Yepes crowds him a little bit, trying to hold the spot here, but I think the tires will prevail. Jack Halleck up to 2nd place, and now Kyle Collins going to look for 3rd here from Yepes if he can just grab it. Not quite yet. Will Collins make a move in the final corner like Halleck did? Through the banked corner here. This battle for second is really heating up. It's already heating up even. Collins here, will he make the dive beneath the 77? He does! And the tires on the 41 are going to prevail. Collins makes the pass for third. Yepes falls to fourth place. Sean Angel coming to the white flag. He has already pulled out a 4-second lead over Jack Halleck and the cars behind him here. Sean Angel now on the white flag. Approaching lap cars, but I don't think there'll be much of a problem. It's been a very interesting night for Sean Angel. His main adversary for the win of this race unfortunately had a header blow up, and add that with an incident with Yepes, Eves, and Shear, and Sean Angel, they've played their cards right, played the right strategy here by staying out a little while longer, and it's going to gift them a victory here. And I think he's wisely deciding maybe to stay out of this battle between the 65 and the 15. Angel through the final corner is coming to take the checker flag. Sean Angel wins at Wisconsin in the Hardees National Series. Ooh, as Angel took the checkered flag, Sebastian Kukulon has a tire down in the 92. Kukulon was running 22nd as the damage had affected his car, as it cost him several spots, and this is not what the 92 team needed for their owners' points. But Sean Angel is your winner here. Jack Halleck comes across the line second place, a massively good run for that team. Kyle Collins, third place, first top 5 and first top 10 of the season. Yepes finishes fourth. Gatlin Downey gets his first top 5 and top 10 of the season, finishing 5th place. Nick Breeding finishes 6th. Bobo Jones 7th. Luke Martin 8th. Shade Eves unfortunately finishes 9th after a nice pole position and leading several laps tonight, the most laps tonight actually. And Corey Williams quietly finishes in the top 10 in the 14 car. A very much needed run for that team as well after the last couple of weeks.